All right, all, here we are. The fireplace build out. I never thought that I would be middle aged and remodeling a home, especially in California, uh, by myself. But I think it's okay. I think whatever you do in life, just do it, right? And just keep trying. And maybe you'll fail a few times. Maybe you'll cut your toes with pressure washer. Maybe you'll shut off the power to half of your house. Maybe you will nearly break your leg with a concrete mixing bit for your drill. Whatever the case may be, but just keep trying and learn to use better protective gear, I say. So I'm asking you guys, I have this fireplace build out I want to do so badly. But after many mishaps and a lot of contemplation, I'm just not sure how the best way is to go about it. I have a couple different ways in my head, but the more I look at it, I'm like, there are people who know so much more about this than me, like almost everybody. And maybe some of them can come up with some better ways to do this, or they can think about how they might do it if they were me. Keeping in mind, I'm a small person. I'm like just barely over 5 feet tall. And that does change things. Like things get over my head, and I have to be very careful not to cause those kinds of issues. Also, all of my lumber has to be delivered because it will not fit in my vehicle. So the lumber is like $80 a delivery from Home Depot. I need to make sure that I use my money very wisely. I do not have endless money on this, or I would be having somebody else do it. I think. I don't know. At least aspects of it. So I want to be sure that I have a plan that works, right? And at that point, I want to be sure I have all of the materials that I'm going to need, especially those that need to be delivered. In addition to that, there are other things I'm having delivered, like some 2x4s that I can build planter boxes and stuff with, and some concrete because I'm making some pavers and things. So I'm going to try to make the most out of my delivery. But let's get on to the fireplace. Currently, and you can see that, I'm starting to work already on this room. The living room has a lot done to it already. It really needs the fireplace as the next logical step to be finished. So, here it is, kind of modern day, close to this, about what it is today. And underneath this mantle that's sheetrocked in is kind of an unknown. I put a shout out to the people in the neighborhood group. Some of them thought that so these houses were built, half of them were built before the recession, half of them were built right after the recession. So they're two different builders, and I didn't ask them which builder they had because the second builder had a lot of recalls and the first builder did a lot of extra. So who knows? One person said, hey, these are 2x6s. The other, they said three of them, and they were just nailed together. The other person said, well, that hers were all 2x4s. So I don't know. I have knocked on the ends of them, and they sound solid, right? But that would make sense. I have knocked on the top, and out toward the edge sounds a little hollow. And again, at the bottom, a little hollow. So I'm not sure. I don't know. Unfortunately, unless you know another way, I don't know if I'm going to find out until I crack into the wall right there. But the surround, to do the full surround. So let's move on and look at what is the surround. What is it that I'm wanting to do? So here is what I'm wanting to do, right? And the surround is going up to a 9-foot tall ceiling. So I need to make sure that some of these boards are at least 9 feet long, right? And then I'm going to have to figure out where in the world I'm cutting the end off of these boards at. But I guess I'll get to that part. Well, maybe I can do it out back. I don't know. It's going to be fun just bringing the lumber in, right? So then it has these trimmed out sides. If I'm putting all this in, I don't want to put drywall. I don't want it taped and textured again. I would like it to be a natural wood, not natural. Probably I will most likely still have this be white, but white painted versus white sheetrocked. So if I'm planning to do that, the mantle itself probably needs to come out. And then I don't know, I guess at that point we figure out what's behind it. So this is kind of where I'm getting into that before I do anything, do I have to knock the mantle out so I know what's behind it? Is that an unknown that's too important to move on from? I'm not sure, so I need to know that. Let's see. Also, on the fireplace itself, there is a hole in the screen, and I could just replace the screen. I could maybe take off the door, spray paint it black, replace the screen, and put it back in, and maybe that would be fine. I hate that it's a screen. Does it seem weird to anyone else that that's a screen? It doesn't. I don't think there's a fan under there. I don't understand that. So if anybody has any insight into the screen, can I replace this with glass? I just don't understand. I guess there is glass. I just don't get it. So there's that. The tile I picked out, I believe it said it was 3 by 12, but when you actually measured it out, it was 3 by 11 3/4. And so not exactly what I was thinking when I got it. And that matters because I'm trying to decide how to cut the tile. And I did get a tile saw. I got a tile saw. I also got a table saw. I have used a table saw when I was younger. I used a miter saw back in like 2017, so I've used one of those. This is not a miter saw, but it's similar. Am I proficient at it? No, I mean, you're talking to the same chick that just cut her toes with the pressure washer, right? So I have these tools, and I probably want to practice on them a little bit, which I think is going to be good because I have that stuff for the planter boxes that I'm also planning to order at the same time, so I can kind of build those first, get used to the tool, and then start building the fireplace. I've never used a tile cutter ever in my life, but I watched some YouTube videos on it, and I'm hoping I will be good at doing this. We'll see. I may even go live when I start cutting tiles just so that you guys can watch, and hopefully I won't hurt myself in any way, shape, or form. So this is the project. I do not know what questions you may have, but I would love to hear them. What am I looking for from you guys? I would like help building a materials list and understanding the steps that you would take to accomplish the look I'm going for here in this white, almost the same. Again, my tiles are glass, not marble. My build out, I want to not be sheetrocked. I want it to be wood and painted. But from this, and if there are things you would do, if you think, well, what you could do is just do this, it would be a little bit easier. Maybe it's not exactly the same, but it would save you a lot of time or a lot of money or whatever. So please, let's hear it. I am dying to hear your thoughts on how I might do this. And there could be more than one right idea. I'm just looking for something that I think would make sense for me. Thanks so much. Bye.